That's 1977, where the ultimate evil, Darth Vader, Dark Father, translated out of the Dutch, is secretly arresting someone. Oh, the evil, the horridness. And they even wear black uniforms like our police do now. Our government and other governments under globalist control are openly taking on the ancient mantles of tyranny. They're even donning the German Kurzel helmet, the Nazi helmet. And now this out of the London Guardian, Infowars.com had it yesterday with Joe Biggs' report. The disappearance, by the way, I saw the commenters on YouTube saying, it can't be true, it's not true. As soon as it's admitted to be true, which has now been admitted, it's like, so what? We need to secretly arrest people. So see, fluoride's not bad for you. Now it's like, well, so what if it is? The disappearance. Chicago police detain Americans at abuse-laden black site. And then they say, oh, yeah, everybody knows about it. They disappear people in there all the time. It's no big deal. Yeah, they probably torture them in there at the, quote, secret secure facility. And it's all this sycophantic thing now where everyone's a secret agent. Everyone's Jack Bauer. Again, I watched the mayor today. I was having to be downtown, and I saw this black SUV pull up, and you know, these people jump out of it all like they were commandos, getting into the childhood imagination, like when I was 5, imagining I was a commando, and hand to their ears and their guns and badges, and they run up to the Google facility wanting to look powerful and big, and they open the door and go in and check, and I'm like, who's going to get out of that car? And it's the mayor, the new mayor. And then about 10 minutes later, he walks out, everyone's staring. Oh, my gosh. It's like a new signet of power, like in hip-hop gangster rap, to have like a crew with you, your guards. I mean, what a joke. Now the mayor is running around, you know, with all these bodyguards. It's ridiculous. But that's the new status in a third world country. I'll tell you, when my dad was down in Paraguay 2 years ago on an aid mission, he does that in the third world sometimes, going down doing free medical care. Everywhere they went, in the green hell as it's known, they would have like 15 to 20 bodyguards. And the more money you have, the more important, the more bodyguards you have. And they were meeting with like the vice president who was like handing out awards, you know, ambassadorships, and, you know, you can live here if you want or whatever, at some dinner. He had like, you know, 100 guards. But in a free society, you don't see this. I mean, let me just tell you, black uniforms, guards everywhere, that's called third world. Well, I mean, I don't need to use gross words in my semantical palette, but when they do fit, they fit. Third world sphincter. And I'm just sitting there eating a breakfast taco this morning, having a business meeting. And I look and I go, oh, look at this. Look at these guys. Oh, this is a very important person, I bet. Roll my eyes. And it was just the guys in suits, like they were Secret Service, dressed up on just such a power trip, like they were on the red carpet. Like it was just a narcissistic, and I'm not saying everybody in the Secret Service is narcissistic, everybody in the Austin Police Department is. It's just the body language of the mayor and these people was just ridiculous. And I sat there and watched people for like 10 minutes, how they would respond to them, how they acted. And I was just like, man, I know too much. I mean, do these people even know how they look? Are they even aware of the psychology here? I was embarrassed once. I went out to MZ's event. It was great. 2 nights. It added an extra night because it sold out there in Santa Cruz, KSCO. I was very honored. It was one of the best speaking events I ever did, but I was embarrassed when they had, like, let's not exaggerate, 10 cops to escort me in and escort me out. And they ended up, the police told this radio station and the big boardwalk theater, he's not going to speak if we don't give him security. And I guess I should have been honored because it turned out a bunch of the cops were listeners, but it was kind of like I was enslaved by it. I mean, it was like, and they're like, at the end they go, Jones, we hear you don't like this, but we had some intel there was someone dangerous here, and that's why we were searching everyone, and I kind of got mad at them. But then the Austin Police Department discovered somebody was here in town to kill me and was trying to stake me out. They got word of it, went and grabbed the guy, had to release him. He went, and when the police came to talk to him in California, he killed one cop, shot up a bunch of other stuff, and then he got shot by the police. So I was like, wow, maybe the cops were right. I mean, that's what I mean. Maybe the mayor does need all this security. Maybe I'm wrong. See, I mean, as you look at this, things are not usually just one-sided. Abortion is one-sided. That's why you got to look at not just the surface of it, but what's behind it. Like, all this security sounds great, but why do we need all this security? Because we're becoming a very sick society. Or is it the perception of a sick society and we're not really? I want to go to Jan and Gatekeeper and Don and Slim and Rob. That'll be it, those 5 callers. Sorry to the other callers. That's all I have time for today, because I want to hit the rest of this news. But right now, let's get back into the disappeared. Chicago police detain Americans at abuse-laden black site. The Chicago Police Department operates an off-the-books interrogation compound, rendering Americans unable to be found by family or attorneys while locked inside what lawyers say is the domestic equivalent of a CIA black site. What do you think sets up these sites and sets up the threat fusion centers? And believe me, folks, I know, okay? Believe me, I know. Exclusive secret interrogation facility reveals aspects of war on terror in U.S. They disappeared U.S. protester detained 17-hour shackling without basic rights. Accounts describe police brutality, missing 15-year-old, and one man's death in the facility. Keeping arrests out of the official booking databases, beatings by police resulting in head wounds, shackling for prolonged periods, denying attorneys access to secure facility, holding people without legal counsel for 12 to 24 hours, including people as young as 15. And look, Chicago's collapsed into a government cesspit of crime because they have no guns in many areas. There's nice areas in Chicago as well, but the South Side, there's no excuse for this. But see, as society collapses, you'll see more of this. And then it goes into the torture of protesters and disappearance. The CIA calls them black sites, or they're really called ghost sites. It's a domestic black site. When you go in, no one knows what's happening to you. Secretive warehouse. Yeah, when Rob Dew got arrested, they settled a lawsuit with us, by the way. At the G20, what was that, 2009? They took them all to a facility in the freezing rain at an Army barracks and had Army there. Army, and then all these police. They would keep them out in the sleep for like 5-6 hours, and then they would say, get up and go to the bathroom. And then they would sit there and make comments about people's genitals. I mean, can you imagine this, folks? And this is just the basic stuff that goes on. And Rob Dew was on a hilltop above the university. The G20's over. They said no assemblies during the day or at night. Everybody's out at the park eating food, hanging out. And there's video of, like, women on bicycles running away and cops hitting them in the back of the head with batons. That's how you kill somebody, because they fall off at their head. And, of course, they lost a lawsuit. They lost hundreds. They don't care. It's taxpayer money. And I'm not here bashing the police. Is this the country you really want to live in? With black sites and torture camps, and Rob Dew's up on the hill with like ABC, CBS, you name it, local news, and they come up and Rob Dew, you know, doesn't have a big official, you know, flag on the microphone, because we weren't doing interviews, and they looked at everybody's press passes, and they go, well, where's your press pass? And he goes, I'm just First Amendment. You know, he said, no, it's all on video. That's why he won the lawsuit. And they go, we're going to go ahead and take you to jail. So they take him to jail, and they even keep the camera running while they talk crap to everybody. And the camera's just sitting there for another 20 minutes running while they put him in handcuffs and everything else. Okay, you're mainstream, you're mainstream. Oh, you're an American with a camera up on a hill? I mean, imagine police. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and arrest people that are on a hill with a camera. Yeah, that's an enemy there, because, well, you know what, cop? Nobody's going to come to your aid when some bad cops beat your son or daughter's brains out or kill them with a taser, or when the banks take your pension funds. Because, see, you didn't stand up for everybody else's freedom. Yours isn't going to be accounted for either. And when you stand before God, believe me, you don't think I've wanted to cheat to beat my enemies before. You don't think I wanted to pull dirty tricks, but I know you cannot use evil and have it turn to good. It may work at first, but down the road, it comes around and bites you in the booty. The evil things I've done, and they're pretty mild, but things I did when I was younger, all of it came back on me. Every stinking bit of it, many times over. Let me tell you something, too. It comes back on your family and your friends. I mean, it's you don't have to believe in God or karma or reap what you sow, whatever. It's a law that anybody who's been up and down the street, anybody who's been around the block of life knows it's real and knows you mess with that galactic spiritual law at your own peril. Jan in Virginia. Jan, thank you for holding her on the air.
Hey, Alex. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you.